Ben's journey to stardom began outside the college town of Corvallis, Oregon. The son of a painter and a secretary, Ben and his older sister were blessed with a simple and carefree childhood.
I grew up in a small town, that old cliche of not having to lock your doors and getting to ride your bike to school. I grew up on a dirt road in the country.
By his own admission, Ben's youth was spent aimlessly until something he saw as a teenager made him sit up and take notice.
I was in high school, and a guy I knew got to go out with these really pretty girls, and he was in plays, and I thought, oh, I could do that.
It was in the theater that Ben finally found his true calling.
There was something magic to it. I mean, I would even work on shows on the crew in high school, in community theater in the summers if I weren't acting.
After graduation, Ben performed in a Shakespeare festival near San Francisco. When it wrapped, he auditioned for a controversial new play called The Boys in the Band. It was one of the first mainstream plays to examine gay culture in stark detail.
It had been a big hit for a number of years in New York. By today's standards, it was nothing. I mean, there was no nudity, there was nothing like that. It was a very sad, touching, just gut-wrenching evening.
Ben won a role in the play. And when he was asked to move with the production to New York City, he seized the opportunity.
So I ended up at just 22 years old, being in a play off Broadway in New York.
He was soon performing alongside some of the most legendary heavyweights of theater, with Jose Ferrer in Long Day's Journey into Night, and Meryl Streep in The Cherry Orchard, whom he remembers fondly.
To work with somebody like that on stage, to sustain series of moments, is really something.
Ben's talent caught Hollywood's attention, and he soon found himself on the West Coast doing theater and television. Until one night in 1974, when Ben's car spun out of control on a steep and windy road through the Hollywood Hills.
I kind of pass out. It was late at night. I wake up and I think, oh, my neck really hurts.
Ben's neck was broken. The fact that he survived astonished his doctor.
He said, I've never seen anybody with this break who wasn't at least quadriplegic. He said, for some reason, you're not.
Ben's recuperation involved a new procedure called helotraction.
They put you in a body cast, and they have rods that come out of the cast. They go up to this kind of birdcage thing.
Months of painful rehab followed. Ben recovered completely. His experience only intensified his dedication. He went back to New York and auditioned for months, wondering if he'd ever act again. His perseverance paid off. He landed a role on Another World as a love interest for young Kyra Sedgwick.
My character was chasing her all around, and we became friends a few years later, and she's a beautiful, wonderful girl.
The part lasted a short time. It was followed by dozens of roles on the stage. Ben was back on top.
I was 34, and it had all come together. I thought, this is it.
He enjoyed 6 years of rewarding work on stage and on TV, with guest roles on top shows including Murder, She Wrote, Walker, Texas Ranger, and Diagnosis Murder. Then, both of his parents died in the same year.
You do what you have to do. You find that there's something in you that just allows you to go on, like the old thing, one foot in front of the other, and you realize, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Tough times continued. He was receiving fewer and fewer parts. Ben considered retiring from acting.